They're gonna come with everything they've got.
Alright, boys and girls, I know I haven't uploaded on this channel for a long time, but I figured I might as well go with it. If you are not aware, I do have a new channel called Free Man Void. Go ahead and check it out. It's where I go into much more serious topics. I don't want to say official topics, but they're much more informative than they are philosophical. While philosophy is a major aspect of my content, this channel is more focused on. I decided to use this channel to focus entirely on philosophy, and then use the other channel to talk about, more serious stuff. But anyways, today we're talking about the madness of the Dollhouse, or at least our current system. I know I'm not the only one who feels as if everything is going fucking bonkers. You have both sides of the political spectrum, whether or not it's the far right or the far left, rising up nowadays, and they're just tooting out horseshit after horseshit philosophical talking points designed entirely to divide the populace. But it goes beyond just politics. No, it's entertainment content now. Even when you step into the realm of entertainment, especially when you take into account the music industry, little girls and boys are growing up with songs that talk about booty shaking and sex, and then we act all surprised when little boys and girls start having sex. It's like, why? Why are you surprised? They grew up listening to songs that tell them how great sex is and how cool it is for having more and more sex. So why are we surprised little girls and boys are having sex? Why are we surprised that little girls and teenage girls are posting pictures and videos of themselves half naked online? It's like, no, they've been listening to songs that tell them that is the right way to go. But this was happening way before hip-hop took over. Rock and roll was constantly encouraging drug behavior, especially when you take into account the fact almost every single major rock and roll band had at least one member who was the famous drug guy that made being a drug addict, a struggling drug addict degenerate, cool. That's why so many rock stars, especially rock culture, degraded into drug culture. That's the same thing that's happened with hip-hop. Hip-hop, when it started, was a political genre. Hip-hop artists were just talking about political affairs and things that were interested to them. Then the music industry decided to start pumping out pure cancer and garbage gangster rap. I'm not gonna lie, some gangster rap songs are pretty cool. They make me bop my head. But I'm not gonna sit here and deny to you guys the fact that gangster rap is quite literally poison to the young mind of a developing child. And the same thing goes for Nirvana and other bands that encourage drug culture. The Rolling Stones were famous for being the bad boys, but all of their songs were just about fucking sex and wild degenerate behavior. AC/DC and you name it. Rock and roll is no better than hip-hop when it comes down to encouraging degenerate behavior. It's just the fact that hip-hop, because they're speaking technically there, while some rap songs do involve singing, a lot of times it's poetry, so they're talking, so the words are much more direct. They come off much more direct than somebody singing a song about how much they love Lucy in the skies with diamonds. Yes, that's about drugs. Like, there is a madness fever, there's a delusion, a deranged fever that is permeating within society. This madness is manifested in reality through degenerate behavior and cancerous acts. There's a reason why we are much more polarized than ever. We're being fed toxic ingredients, whether or not it's music, terrible food, and just terrible content that encourages negativity, that poisons your ability to be a good human being. This cancerous structure is perfect. It's fertile ground for a dollhouse. They have us distracted because, first of all, we all feel this cancerous sensation. We all feel it, but because of our inability to get a hold of general truth and actual solutions, because first of all, the mainstream structure, the establishment, buries whatever truths there are out there by labeling them conspiracy theories or by just calling them alternative methods. And when they call them alternative methods, we all get a little shaky and unsure, because why is it alternative? Why is it not official? There's a reason why people are less likely to buy books that are self-published instead of buying books that are published by a major publishing fucking firm, because the firm implies that the book is higher quality than the self-published book. So self-published authors who have genuinely good ideas and actual creative concepts, rather than pushing out basic, standard ideas that publishing firms are comfortable with, they get all the attention, while actual artists get dismissed as independent creators. They've created a society or structure, a reality that's complete horseshit. Remember, people, there are two forms of reality. There's physical reality and perceived reality. Physical reality is what you feel, what you see, what you know. You look up, the sky is blue. You look at a girl's ass, it's fat. You want to slap it, but you don't. You know what I mean? But you don't actually do it because you don't want to be a sex offender. And sex offenders are not good people. Don't be a sex offender, buddy. It's not good for you. Perceived reality is often shaped by narratives that are pushed onto us and we are conditioned to believe. So let's say you are conditioned to believe all people who wear red hats are dickheads and are mean bullies. So you'll spend your entire life looking down at people who wear red hats and believing they are bullies, all because you've been conditioned to believe in a narrative. And until you have an encounter with a person with a red hat and realize that this person is in fact a good person and isn't evil, you will be completely unaware of the fact that you are living in a false reality, a fictional world. The educational system does very little education in the first place. Instead, it does brainwashing and social conditioning. There is no incentive for those in power to truly educate us. There is, however, an incentive for them to condition us and train us and program us. I remember who said, I'm pretty sure it was Rockefeller, but they fucking said, I don't want a nation of thinkers, I want a nation of workers. That's what they want, people. They want you to prepare yourself and condition yourself to be able to work for them. I'm not knocking you down if you do well in school. However, there's a reason why valedictorians never grow up to control, invent major products, become CEOs of major corporations, or really influence the world in a dramatic way as the revolutionary character has. You know, the people who actually make waves within our society are people who are unorthodox or have the ability to see things in an unorthodox way. Am I saying that all valedictorians are basically mindless book nerds? No, but the likelihood they are is much higher, because being a valedictorian basically means you did your homework the bestest. You studied the bestest. And when we look at kids going through the educational system, when they're young, they're bright and they're willing to learn, and they want to learn. By the time they're seniors, they're fucking done. They're fed up. They're drones who just hate the world, because that creative spark has been beaten out of them through countless failed grades and lectures from teachers who call them difficult students. No, I don't believe every child deserves an education, and I don't believe an education is something you necessarily deserve. I think an education is something that you get if you are looking for further training, but in general, there are plenty of kids who are forced to go to school who would be much better off getting a job somewhere, because they're better at getting a job and they could work for their future. Because back in the day, there were apprenticeships that allowed kids to start training for their desired profession in life right as young as 12 or so, and they got the training and it had years of work field experience. If you were a manager at a major hospital, who would you rather hire? The book nerd who just graduated college at age 26 or 28 and spent the majority of their college years partying and cramming down lessons, or the 28-year-old who's been training to be a doctor since he was fucking 14 and has on-field experience watching a professional doctor do his thing? They've corrupted the system to the bone while telling us the problem is us, that we are to blame, that we need to curb our consumption, that we need to be better people, that we need to be less evil. No, it is not us. It is not us versus us. It's not black versus white. It's not fucking Republican versus Democrat. Although Democrats can be fucking stupid and Republicans can be fucking dickheads, it is not us versus us. It's us versus them. Remember, it's a big club and you're not in it. The Dollhouse has a madness fever and it's permeating through our society. It is a perpetual prison of insanity that's designed to confuse you and break you down so your brain becomes mush and you become obedient, submissive little fucking sheep. Resist the psyops, resist the conditioning, embrace your true human spirit, and fight against the Dollhouse. It's your boy, Victus D. Void. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you check out my book, Societal Evolution, Journey to the Dollhouse. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Stay focused, stay alert, and God bless.